Yay.
Ow. Wait.
What was that?
Move now.
That's the language of those undiscovered aliens that they just forced to.
I was trying to say,
All right.
what's
So people have been asking me. They've been talking about the Obama birth certificate.
really?
So this video was about 11 years ago.
Okay.
Investigator Mike Zullo talks about Obama's birth certificate. So I want to hear what they say on this. I don't know if they're going to validate and say his birth certificate was right, or this just talks about how his real name is this, and that wasn't his real name. So
Well, I mean, having this information, if the information hadn't been revealed later, would it have impacted the presidency?
no, it would have been an issue
Yeah,
because
you
you got to
just said
think
no,
about
but-
it.
so
If
yes,
a
it
person's-
would have been an issue then.
Yeah, it would have been an issue.
Okay.
Yeah, because you got to think about it. If somebody's saying this their name and then they got a whole different name, they're gonna be like, what else? Wait, what? That's not your name. We need the president's real name. And then what else you duck?
All right, thanks, Brandon. Well, love it or hate it, Sheriff Joe Arpaio takes aim at President Obama, claiming he has proof now that the president's birth certificate is a fraud. It's a story making headlines nationally. But what about this birth certificate? Is it real? Is it fake? What's suspicious about it? With us here is Mike Zullo. He has been hands-on with this for quite a while now. Mike, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
As the lead investigator, this thing very polarizing. I'm going to ask you some tough questions.
Sure.
Are you a Republican or a Democrat?
I am a Republican.
And are you doing this for political reasons?
No.
Have you gained anything financially from this?
No, we had a small book we published, and the proceeds went to charity from that. Never a motivation to make money on this.
Will
You definitely can trust a man with a mustache like that. You know what I mean?
Stop it.
you gain anything in the future?
Oh, that I don't know.
And what happens if you're flat out wrong?
I'll be the first one to apologize, but I know we're not wrong.
Okay.
We're not wrong.
You've spent quite a bit of time investigating some of this. Yesterday you laid it out. It was 90 minutes. We've got about 3 minutes to get through it.
Okay.
I want to start right up here. What is this number and what does it mean?
This number is put on in sequential order from the Department of Health at the end of the month, and it's stamped by batch. In other words, pile 1, pile 2. They all come in the same time at the end of the month. A batch indicates a different region. In other words, Kapolani Hospital would be one batch, an outlying office would be another.
And then it's orchestrated by the time.
Time
as
and
well.
date, yes, and they're put in chronological order.
Okay.
And then they are date stamped, or excuse me, they are stamped. And counter.
Now the problem
4041.
here is this is 10641.
Right.
It's out of order. How?
Well, he was actually born before two twins were born who have a lower number than him. His number should have been lower.
Could this have gotten out of order in the stack?
I asked that question to UK Lee, a 95-year-old woman that we found that worked there at the time, purportedly may have even signed this document, and she assured us there was no way for that to happen.
I want to talk about her for a minute. You have her on tape. It's an audio tape.
It's an audio tape.
Whoa!
He said he found a 95-year-old woman that worked there.
Listen, this ain't rumors. This is facts. This man got data.
It's a phone conversation.
Phone conversation.
Did you ever meet her in person?
No, unfortunately, I located her the week after we got back from Hawaii.
Okay, she's 95.
95.
How mentally aware is she?
Sharp as a tack.
Okay. She does not remember this birth certificate, but she told you of the procedure of what
Told
happened
us
at
of the
that time.
procedures.
Anybody else confirm that?
Actually, there was an article written, I believe, 10, 15 years ago by an individual, last name Bennett, no relation to the Secretary of State, that outlined these procedures. She almost hits it right to the head. I mean, she takes it right to the T as far as the coding, the way they were numerically numbered by batch.
Okay.
She verifies it.
I want to take you to some other numbers here. These are pencil numbers.
Yes.
This is it looks like a 2, a 9, a 9, a 1.
Right.
What does the 9 mean?
The 9 and the 9 and the 1 caught our attention because on the twins' birth certificate, they're 1, 1, and 1. We've found out and discovered through our investigation that number 9s indicate information was not stated. If information isn't stated, this field needs to be blank.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
So does this field needs to be blank. This was a federal coding. Number 9, for statistical purpose, where the federal government would take birth certificate information and enter it on magnetic tape, back then in numerical codes. Number 9, per the federal guideline, not stated, blank field. This, however, is not a 9 for the federal code. It's actually for their state code. Number 9, not stated.
So what you're basically implying is that this birth certificate, whether it's from him being born in Hawaii or not being born in Hawaii, these places were blank at one time, and that's the code that tells you that.
This was not blank. Number 1 stands for Caucasian or white.
Yeah, but 9 and 9.
9 and 9.
I'm going to flip that. Let's say these were filled in and someone added the 9s. Is that possible?
Here's why we don't believe it's possible. Because this document was penciled in and indicated by workers, UK Lee herself, if she is the one who signed this. It is coded when it gets to the Department of Health. Then before it is signed, that coding is checked by another individual. That was the procedure. Then it was signed and accepted.
Two other factors that you found that I thought were fairly interesting from this procedure and policy that happened at that time in Hawaii. You could be born not in a particular hospital, but let's say in a house down the street, and come in to the Department of Health and say, this child was born at this time, and they fill out the birth certificate for you. Is that true?
Correct.
Okay, so there were no fact checks at that time.
No, and as a matter of fact, by their own state statute, a birth certificate issued by them is only prima facie evidence, which means at first blush. But the definition of prima facie evidence is requires more investigation to check its validity.
Could you have been born in a different place and come into the United States through Hawaii?
In 1961, that was a loophole. People we know and we have evidence of were lying on those applications, born elsewhere and trying to get United States birth certificates for obviously constitutional reasons.
Are you or
Look, that's almost like saying, baby, that's almost like saying you got a car, right? And you want to bypass the smog test because you know you're not going to pass. So you go and pay somebody to pass you through the smog test. It's a way a loophole to get into the system. That's crazy.
Sheriff Arpaio saying that President Obama faked his birth certificate?
No.
What are you saying?
We're saying that this document that was produced by somebody, and the Department of Health says they didn't produce it, has faked this document. You cannot, by statute, create a state identificational document like a birth certificate, be anybody else than the state issuing it by having legal authority to do so, and just parade it around. That's a felony.
What happens from here? I know the press conference was yesterday. Have you seen the fallout from it? Has anyone reached out from the government and said, hey, we want to know more?
No, the government, from my knowledge, hasn't reached out, but it's young in the day. But there's a lot of fallout. There's a lot going on both sides.
Do you see this heading to court?
I would love to see it in court because I know this can't survive it.
You said two things yesterday that piqued my interest. One was, I mean, you said a lot, but one was the photos of Obama in his childhood are under suspicion. Why?
They are. We have information from a few forensic individuals that they believe a couple photos have been digitally altered. I can't confirm that yet. We'd have to go through the same process we did here.
Sure.
This isn't something we just made up. We had a lot of people investigate this for us, and everyone has come to the same conclusion. This is not a valid document. It's manipulated.
All right, well, a lot more to come on this. We thank you for being with us, Mike.
Thank you very much.
I know you guys have taken a lot of heat for it, and yet, you know, is it fake? Is it real? People on both sides want some answers, and we'll continue to follow this for us.
My question is,
Wow.
how do these people that investigate this stuff, how are they protect? You know, I always think about it when you go after this kind of stuff, how do you keep yourself and family protected? Because that was widestream media 11 years ago.
Right, but nothing ever became of it.
True.
I mean, it didn't get
People didn't believe it.
anywhere.
Like, I guess maybe not enough people care because they were so caught up on the blackface. They cared less about any of the other stuff.
The scandals that they're trying to come out. Let me not say scandals. I retract that.
Yeah.
Some of the truths were coming out, but because everybody was sold on the stories, everybody was sold on having the first black president in the U.S., the truth just slid by. It was like, oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, whatever. That's not true.
Yeah.
That's probably fake.
Right,
It's
exactly.
just fake. They hate us.
It was not taken
Serious enough.
right for verbatim.
For sure.
It was just like, oh man, y'all just trying to, you know,
Trying to stop the black man.
Exactly. Well, I've said what's done in the dark will come to.
Yeah, it might be light skin. That's in the dark.
But man, I mean, I just can't imagine altering child pictures.
Not him.
Why would you do that?
Well, it was either him, but think of alleged things that Obama has done prior to becoming president. Phone rap, they had scroll. Why couldn't that alleged?
But I'm trying to still figure out, like, what does the child pictures have to do unless I'm going to bring back locations and stuff like that. It's going to be able to prove.
You said it right.
Okay.
Because if you could point to a location, you could say, wait, this person is actually, that means this ain't even this. This person, because the whole key would that have been the first that was first president alleged not a U.S. citizen, and that's for rain. Isn't that a behold a pale horse?
Well,
Isn't that scary?
I'm just talking about the dishonor.
Yeah.
You know, that's
let's think.
that's the so many things that, well, not so many things are coming out now. It's all tied. It still goes back to what was going on with Biden, because this stuff would have never been even more revealed, would not have even really been looked at or revealed if Biden stuff hadn't blown up. Because now they're having to look back at the presidency when Obama was president, because a lot of stuff that he did when he was in office, when
Yeah.
he was under Biden's presidency.
They say it's been going down since even before he got into the White House, matriculating. Now that is interesting. See, that man had solid. I don't know what happened to this after that.
And that's the thing. This stuff never went as far as that one story, or however many reporters were able to get a little bit out. Nobody else, it just died after that. You didn't hear anything else.
That was it.
Because I never heard about the birth certificate being a problem. Like the whole
I heard
time. I've
since-
never heard that.
I heard that before we were on the conservative side, and then I started hearing it more that we started researching to this Obama.
Wow. Well, it's too late now. I mean, that's water under the bridge, as they say.
All right. Like, comment, subscribe, don't take a nosedive, but comment down in the section below.
If you want some more. We love you guys, and if you find value in this video, guys,
go.
please subscribe to the channel. Keep coming back and turn on your notification bell, so every time we drop, you will get it.
And y'all know what it is. You hit the like button. It's good for the algorithm, man. We got to go. We'll see you on the next one.
Love you guys.
Bye.